The maritime industry is the foundation for the efficient functioning of all aspects of modern society, from the supply of raw materials such as oil, iron, and grain to virtually every product on the shelves of the local stores and supermarkets, and it is wide open to destructive cyber attacks. Cybersecurity is the practice of protecting critical systems and sensitive information from digital attacks. And our case topic explores how to improve the level of cyber resilience in the maritime supply chain with a focus on the container terminals. CyberSafe is made out of 5 exceptional team members. Case company is Cyberwatch Finland, and our case mentor is Frank Ko. And we thank CFocus for such a wonderful opportunity. History has shown that even governments and government institutions are not immune to committing cybersecurity shortcomings. The origins of internet security goes way back to 1940s. Security has changed in many ways. The most cybersecurity and anti-malware companies have switched from reacting to threats and attacks to working out ways to prevent them from happening. 2021 broke many records for cybersecurity statistics, including the largest ransomware attack in history. Cyber insurance is underutilized as 52% of firms do not have such insurance, while 13% are not aware of the possible coverage. The past few years have highlighted just how large of a threat cybercrime has become in the maritime industry. 2017 Maersk shipping line was cyber-attacked by ransomware, and after 3 weeks, the company lost $200 to $300 million. Cyber attacks on the industry's operational technology systems have increased by 900% over the last 3 years. As a critical part of the global supply chain, the shipping industry could become an attractive target for cybercrimes and politically motivated attacks. The role of automation in the logistics systems is to simplify and make faster the access, but improved infrastructure and technological capabilities enables criminal groups to carry out more sophisticated, widespread attacks that aim to destabilize global activities, emphasizing the economic impact and ripple effect of a cyber attack on port infrastructure. Lloyd's of London indicated that if 15 Asian ports were hacked, financial losses would be more than $110 billion.
Supply chain involves picking of the fruit at a farm in point A to delivering the fruit to the shelf at a store in point B using all the above-mentioned industry, business, and services. Supply chain attacks are more common than ever, with cybercriminals frequently compromising services to gain access to multiple business systems. Around 93% of businesses have suffered a security breach due to supply chain attacks.
3 factors: human, infrastructure, and procedure constitutes port security hygiene, but they slightly depend on each other. This means that the failure of one factor will slightly awaken the other factors. The study reveals that it is reasonable to believe that a higher capability regarding the human factor will reduce the opportunity for cyber threats in container ports. In contrast, container ports tend to encounter cyber threats when their human factor is vulnerable. Thus, it was hypothesized that H1 to H1E, the lower the factor, the higher the cyber threat. The findings were, due to human factor, a container port is highly likely to be exposed to cyber threats, especially hacktivism and cyber terrorism. Any weakness in the port infrastructure will be critical regarding hacktivism and cybercriminality. In terms of the procedure effect, exposure of a container port to cyber threats, particularly hacktivism and cyber espionage, depends on the sharing of information between different stakeholders, especially port users. Above are the highlights on how the cybersecurity should be developed in container terminals based on each factor, but it is advisable to customize these solutions based on each port, as it may differ. In research ranks 108 countries from 0 to 1 across Europe, America, Asia Pacific, and Africa. According to the findings, Africa has the highest exposure score per country. Europe has the lowest exposure. Finland is least exposed, followed by Denmark, Australia, and Estonia. The International Maritime Organization adopted Resolution MSC 428 within the ISM code M to address cyber risk in the maritime industry and recommended the National Institute of Standard and Technology Cybersecurity Framework to help businesses of all sizes better understand, manage, and reduce their cybersecurity risk, and also to protect their networks and data. The framework is voluntary. IMO encourages countries to appropriately address these pre-existing requirements.
Both academically and on site in terms of cybersecurity in the port environment. How to consider the nature of the risks, the vulnerability of terminals, and the complexity of the involved agent. New initiatives should be cooperative and must be true cooperation. Container terminals should adopt cyber risk management practices that can help ensure the safety and security go hand in hand with technology. Ports and terminals are critical infrastructures that are essential for the local, regional, and global economy. And policy makers should pay close attention to the issue and work together with the industry to ensure highest level of protection.
As my colleague Mohammed has highlighted, indeed, a lot of work still needs to be done. Therefore, in conclusion, it is clear that cyber attack can be carried out from anywhere in the world and no one is safe from it. We say that protection is better than cure and awareness is key. We are now aware that a container terminal is likely to be affected by cybercriminality if the infrastructure is vulnerable. And automation has been a big part of revolutionizing the industry. Therefore, investing in cybersecurity is imperative and should go hand in hand with investments on infrastructure. We also need to remember that adoption does not equate to implementation. But thanks to companies like Cyberwatch, who can assist with taking the appropriate steps to substantially increase your protection against cyber attacks. Thank you.